So keep on going with your silly dream by Piter on AO3. Read by Lily6645. This fic may include mentions of suicidal thoughts. That is your warning. Chapter 72. Yeah, bud, your pants are on fire. Summary. Izuku calls bull and almost gets caught. He chit-chats with Uraraka and Shinso the next day. I won't fall for that! What? Izuku Midoriya wasn't the stupid middle schooler with stars in his eyes anymore. Sure, there were brief moments of delusion through his days as Yahoo, but I can't be a hero if I'm quirkless. And anyways, you saw what I did to that Nomu. He saw the look of confusion and, if he didn't know any better, dread cross Aizawa's face. You did what you needed to survive, and I essentially fight quirkless. So does Shinso and many other pros. But they all have quirks! So do you! I can't be a hero if I'm quirkless! All Might said so it's true! Aizawa's eyes were wide, mouth parted ever so slightly, his brows furrowed, eyes slowly narrowing. He said what? Izuku attempted to jump away before the capture scarf curled around his ankle and yanked him closer, eye level to the man. The underground hero's quirk was activated, despite the whole conversation revolving around Izuku's quirklessness. An emotional response, then. It would make sense. He recalled the uncontrollable pops of Bakugo's hands whenever the boy was particularly upset. I can't let you go. Not this time. Izuku's heart leapt into his throat. Not after the League of Villains. I should have brought you in a long time ago. I was treating you like a stray cat and not some kid endangering himself. Okay, that was a little harsh. Accurate, but harsh. Wait, Eraserhead, Mr. Aizawa, come on, please, let's just talk about this. No, we're going to the... Aizawa was cut off as a man threw himself on top of his chest, just out of view, wailing about some dog? The important thing was the scarf loosened just enough for Izuku to squirm out, hitting against the ground with a grunt. Oh, it's so scary! I hate dogs! I just hate them! Please save me, Mr. Eraserhead, please! The man's back hand was frantically gesturing, signing maybe, to Izuku. Wait, that was the deer guy from Kamino! The one who got medical. He was practically wrapped around the pro, antlers blocking a large part of his field of vision. Izuku decided not to look a gift horse, or should he say deer, in the mouth and booked it. He sprinted all the way back to his house, collapsing against cold hardwood with a breathless laugh. Izuku was going to go insane. Dear God. Seen him that mad, Deku. Izuku turned back in front of his melted ice cream, looking back up at Uraraka. Like, I thought Mr. Aizawa was actually gonna strangle him. That was the point. Shinso snorted. He ranted to Hazashi for like hours. Speaking of, who was that guy? I highly doubt he just happened to see you guys on a roof and jumped on my dad. Oh, he was a guy I helped out at Kamino. I'm glad he's doing okay. I bet you are. Otherwise you'd be in... I don't know what they'd do with you, actually. The purple-haired teen frowned thoughtfully before looking at Izuku.
Do you still seriously believe All Might, though?
I'm so not talking about this. Rude, Uraraka huffed, poking Izuku's side. You know you're already hero anyways, just not legally. What else do you call saving all those people? But Uraraka cut him off again. You don't have to believe us right now. I just want you to know. The three sat at the booth, silently eating their ice cream. Anyways, you need some new clothes or something. You look like a male stripper, Uraraka mentions, Shinso choking on his ice cream and Izuku going beet red. What? I look normal. Okay, maybe his shirt had gotten a little too tight as he grew, and his pants were a little short, and both had holes in various places. And, oh God! Uraraka patted his shoulder. Yeah, shopping trip. But I don't have money. Shinso? Be a provider?
I thought this was a trip for Izuku.
I'm poor too. Show some courtesy. The green-haired teen watched the scene, small smile on his face, before butting in. I have a ton of money, actually. I stole this wallet at Overhaul's base, and whoever it was totally loaded. He saw his two friends share a glance at the name, but even more so how Izuku didn't even stutter over the man's name. They should be happy. He was totally over it. He's never ignored something like that. That would be unhealthy. Let's go, right now, since we'll be busy with the festival next week. Uraraka cheered, dragging Shinso and Izuku up with her. Okay, to the mall it was? That is the end of Chapter 72. On to the next chapter. Chapter 73. Of Yahoo merch and middle-aged men on the beach. Summary. Ochako and Shinso get Yahoo merch. Then, that evening, Izuku meets up with All Might. It would be funny. Ochako! I'm not buying my own merch! It's not funny! Izuku whined as they walked past the familiar stand. Despite his protests, Shinso does a creepily accurate rendition of Aizawa's smirk and drag Uraraka towards the Yahoo merch. Izuku planted his feet, a sense of horror climbing his spine as the teens bought matching hoodies. The hoodies was practically identical to his own vigilante gear, albeit less patchy and beat up. The only difference was his signature proudly in the middle of the chest, white in stark contrast with the red of the hoodie. He should have never given out his damn signature. I hate you both. They were like $15 each. It was a steal. Uraraka grins, elbowing his ribs. Would have got you one, but, that'd be a little too on the nose, huh? You think? Izuku laughed, shoving her back. Ugh, I don't get why people would even wear that stuff. They're acting like I'm some celebrity, like people take selfies with me now. He received 2 flat stares before they kept walking. To his confusion, he wasn't a celebrity. He picked the various bags up by his feet, apparently the designated pack mule, and followed behind slowly. Izuku felt a smile overcome his face. He didn't mind the merch. Not really. The beach was calm. Dokaba Beach always was. Izuku had turned it into far less of a dump, but it hadn't yet been flooded back in by the tourists or locals. It was sunset, the rays reflecting against cold salt water. If it had been warmer, Izuku may have stayed in after washing himself. Yes, he had been reduced to scrubbing himself down with 3-in-1. It wasn't his fault he was on the run. Well, it was. He shook his head, carting a finger through his short curls. He had cut the ends off straight after overhaul, since they were a bloody, matted mess. The teen needed to cut them again. They were darker, yes, but still far too green, too recognizable, too much like his mother's. Izuku jumped at the shuffle next to him, and the grunt that followed as someone sat down. He considered running, but, well, it wasn't like he owned the damn beach.
You can see the ocean now,
they said quietly, voice familiar in a vague way.
It's been covered in trash for God knows how long.
He probably shouldn't talk to strangers. Yeah, I spend my free time cleaning it up, Izuku mumbled. A drawn-out silence hung over them for a moment before the man cleared his throat.
That's a very heroic action, you know.
Huh? I don't know about that. I just clean up some trash.
Back in my day, and I know I feel old saying that, but being a hero wasn't about popularity or polls or any of that crap. It was about helping your community, lending everyone else a helping hand, whether they thanked you or not.
Huh? Izuku nodded, watching as the sun slowly faded down the horizon.
You are a hero, Izuku Midoriya.
The green-haired boy tensed, slowly looking to his side. There was a man, baggy green cargo pants, and a huge white t-shirt. Wild blonde hair with 2 limp bangs, hollow cheeks, and sunken eyes. No way. Absolutely not. All Might was not sitting next to him, frowning in guilt. Izuku's mouth shut, having dropped open in shock a moment previously. All Might? The solemn face mourned into a broad grin as the ex-pro inflated to his more recognizable muscular form.
That's right! I am here to apologize!
The teen screamed as All Might abruptly lost all of his mass, blood spewing from his mouth. Oh my god! Oh my—
Toshinori here, so people are less likely to know me.
He coughed out, wiping the blood from his lips. Oh, okay, Mr. Toshinori. So why are you here? Izuku mumbled, eyes now glued to the sandy earth beneath him.
To apologize.
Izuku furrowed his brows. Apologize? For what?
Young Midoriya, I said to you that day on the rooftop.
The teen winced at the reminder.
It was discriminatory, rude, and most unheroic-like.
It's okay. Mr. Toshinori, you weren't wrong. Izuku's hands loosely gripped the sand under him, grains slipping through his hands.
It was wrong. You're a hero. I'm sorry I made you believe otherwise. I failed you.
Oh shit. He totally knew. What are you even talking about? The teen laughed nervously.
Look at me, Yahoo.
Izuku felt himself tremble, but complied anyways.
You're the reason I could beat All for One.
Me?
If I hadn't seen you moving, saving people, if you hadn't snapped me out of my own head, if...
All Might cleared his throat.
I'm not sure I could have defeated him. If someone hadn't reminded me what I was fighting for.
Oh. Oh!
I have a great deal I have to make up to you. Hence why I won't be making the commission aware of your whereabouts or identity. No way he was serious.
Was he?
Young Midoriya, please allow me to make up for my harsh words and failure as a hero.
Izuku nodded. Why was he crying? Why was he saying yes? Well, All Might had blackmail. That's why. He claimed he'd keep it a secret, but Izuku couldn't trust that. Not really. And maybe he still looked up to the man. He's a fanboy at heart. Sue him! And so apparently he'd added the ex-number-1 hero into his secret vigilante club. That was unexpected. Shinso and Ochako know, by the way. All Might, are you okay?
Fine, my boy, just took me by surprise, is all.
All Might again wiped the blood from his lips. Looked like Izuku would need to catch him up a little to avoid future heart attacks for both his and All Might's sake. That is the end of chapter 73 of So Keep On Going With Your Silly Dream by Piter on AO3. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this, please go support the original author. Links in the description below. Hope you have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye, kittens!